Good afternoon. This story is written in an article by USA Today. The story says, as his 90-year-old neighbor struggled last May to set out on a morning drive to the store, David Prager began to worry. Elizabeth Grimes, a widow who had lived on Meter's Lane for 50 years, had backed out of her driveway across her lawn and off the curb. Her 1994 Mercury Grand Marquis then hit the curb across the street. Prager recalls, before Grimes mistook the gas pedal for the brake and took off with a jackrabbit start. 6 blocks away, Grimes drove through a red light. The car slammed into Katie Bolka, a 17-year-old high school junior who was driving to school to take an algebra test. 5 days later, Bolka died. The crash was emblematic of what health and safety analysis say is likely to be an increasing problem as the elderly population booms. Aging drivers clinging to the independence that cars give them, but losing their ability to operate the vehicles, causing more accidents. The amount of wrongful deaths caused by accidents when the seniors have been at fault is equal to the amount of wrongful deaths caused by teenage drivers. That is cited by the AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety. When I used to do home inspections, I had to go into a senior's neighborhood to do an inspection, and as I was driving up to the address that I had to do this inspection, I see the car of the homeowner parked halfway through the demolished garage door of her house. Rubble covering the car. And this is where the car was left. She didn't see any need to remove the vehicle from being halfway through her garage door. Her car was just sitting there, garage door demolished on top of it. I know of an elderly woman who went to the grocery store at a store who has a policy that if you need help shopping for any handicap reason, they will come alongside you and help you shop, check you out, and send you on your way. Well, there's this one day where this senior woman came into the grocery store and asked for help shopping because she couldn't see the merchandise. Well, as their policy says, they helped her out, they shopped for her, they checked her out, and sent her on her way. Looking out the window, they see her get into her car in the driver's seat and drive away. We have a woman who can't see the product on the shelf, but driving on our roads. New Jersey being the 9th highest percentage of seniors. There is a significant need for something to be done. Now, because I want to be clear that I mean no disrespect for my elders, I want to readily admit the deficiencies of youth drivers, being one myself, not too far past, knowing the stupid things I did. I am not taking away from that, but what I am saying is that just as stricter regulations are put on teenagers because of the threat they pose, similar regulations need to be put on seniors because they pose a threat to us on the road. Teenagers have regulations such as the Cinderella Law. They are not allowed to drive after midnight. But 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning because they pose a threat. That time of night, partying, they are immature. They do foolish things. And because they pose a threat to other drivers on the road, they are not allowed to drive between those times. They are not allowed to drive with more than one minor until they've had their license for a year. More than one minor outside their family. Why? Because they are immature and they pose a threat to lives. There is an equal threat to lives through some senior drivers who have lost their ability to react. I have friends who were at a restaurant eating dinner, and while they were eating dinner, an elderly woman was cut off on the main road that they were parked on. And this elderly woman, mistaking the gas pedal for the brake, slammed on the gas pedal, hit the median, got airborne for 20 feet, came down. Just before they hit the, just as soon as she hit the ground, she ran into their SUV and demolished it. Unfortunately, in some situations, reaction times have been lost. Seniors in states with a high percentage of seniors, such as New Jersey, have a need to increase their testing with citizens over the age of 65 due to the accidents produced by the individuals. Today I would like you to understand the risk that many seniors are producing, propose some options that would help safeguard the safety of drivers and passengers on the roads. I'd like to propose a testing every other year for seniors. A simple testing for eyesight, for hearing, for reaction. And I'm aware that this is a hot topic. I'm aware that this is going to perhaps offend some of the people that this affects. But, just like with teenage drivers, the only people that disagree with the regulations for teenage drivers are the teenage drivers. Everybody else recognizes that teenage drivers pose a threat and therefore should be regulated. Seniors pose a threat and should be regulated. So, we need to pass laws enforcing the testing of seniors. The number of accidents produced by seniors are high. Accidents are just as serious. There is a misconception that teenage drivers produce more serious accidents. Though maybe not more accidents, but teenage drivers produce more serious accidents. And I have a little cartoon here to just kind of picture what we're communicating here. You see an elderly woman in her car pulling up to a mailbox saying, I'd like a cheeseburger, some fries, and a soda. While two men in the background say, rethink whether seniors should be tested. We need to keep our roads safe by ensuring that seniors are tested on a regular basis due to the risk they present. Let's keep our roads safe. Thank you.